Hi Virgo, welcome to your week ahead taroscope with me, Raphael from Radiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. Quick note, my readings are for your sun, moon and ascendant sign. So whether you're a sun, moon or rising sign Virgo, this is for you. And I always advise that you watch all three to get a clearer, more complete picture of how they speak to you. With that said, if you are a continued subby, you know I love you for it. And if you are new to my channel, please don't forget to like, share, and if you should so choose and it resonates, hit that subscribe button. Before we start, as always, I would like to bless my deck of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity, and abundance. And I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise, and they help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So this week, for your key to the week, you have the Fool card. New things, places, people, and energies are ready to show up for you in some way, shape, or form, Virgo. Hang on to your hat. And also, if you are thinking about going in a new direction of some sort, yes, even with your ruler, Mercury going retrograde, he's slowing down at the moment to go direct. So, you know, you could do worse with the timing. One of the things that I will say to you though, the Fool card, it represents that leap of faith. It represents going for it, being open to something completely new, or going in a direction that really doesn't, you know, maybe you don't have a roadmap for this. That's fine. Sometimes when you start something in that way, that divine sort of beginner's luck is what sets in to assist you anyway. All right. So for your actions and options this week, you have the 8 of Pentacles. So this week, if you are embarking on a new work project, if you are embarking on some new form of study, if you are considering some sort of new vocation, literally new work, I couldn't say it any clearer. If you're considering anything like that this week, it wouldn't be a surprise to me with these cards. The fact that you have the 8 of Pentacles, we know, right? Everyone knows Virgos are really hard workers. One of the things that I like about this though, is like you're ready, willing and able to really work on the things that you want to work on. It's like you're giving yourself more time. It's like you're giving yourself more of the time and energy that you would usually give to others. The other way that this shows up for you as well, in a lot of ways, this is you getting back to a specific or an old routine that you had. Maybe there are some tweaks or some changes that you're putting in place, but it looks like you're getting back into that flow, getting back into that stride, which is great. For your communications and conversations, you have the 7 of Swords. So one of the things with this card, I mean, as we all know, we've heard it so many times. Yes, Raph, we know it's your least favorite card, but another way that this can show up is sometimes it's when we're doing things in a very unconventional way, when it's maybe the unpopular opinion, when maybe it hasn't been done before, when maybe you yourself aren't really sure about it. I don't feel like this week it's about deceit. I actually feel like this is you kind of like you're mostly in, but you still got a little bit of a foot or some toes out. You know what I mean? I'm kind of there with it, but I'm not 100% sure. And because you've got the Fool card there, there's some new direction that's opening up for you at the moment that you are invested in, that you are really willing to do the work around, but you're like, oh, no, I'm in, but I'm not fully in with this. I don't know, you know, I'm not sure how I feel about it really. For those of you that work for somebody else, this week you could realize that maybe some new path or new avenue when it comes to work isn't what you thought it was. That doesn't mean that you have to pull out or that you have to leave or that you have to burn it down. It just means that this week you're going to have to find a way to say, look, I need some extra support here. I'm sort of out of my depth, or I'm out of my comfort zone, which not a lot of Virgos, I'm sorry to say. I love y'all, you know I do. But not a lot of you have, it's kind of an inbuilt thing of, I will just figure it out. You tend not to really be very good at asking for help. You're great at giving it, but you know, having somebody tell you what is out of place or whatever, oh my gosh, no. So this week, find a way to, like, if you are out of your depth, if there is something that's maybe not working or that you're not quite getting, don't just hit Google, find help, ask for support. You'll get so much out of it. For those of you that work for yourselves, business owners, entrepreneurs, this looks like an idea that you've already basically put out there. and now you're like, okay, there's still a few things here that need to be tweaked and I'm still not 100% sure. It's fine. It's absolutely fine. It just means, because I kind of feel like you're buying into this whole thing, well, you know, I convinced myself that this was going to work and now it's all going to shit. It's really not, all right? Don't convince yourself that it is. Don't, as Nico always says, don't throw out the entire reading just because one part of it is like, oh, you know. And it's the same with, for those of you that work for yourselves, whatever you're doing, don't let this week, don't throw the whole thing, don't throw the baby out with the bathwater, all right? When it comes to those of you that are retired or no longer working, this week, it's time to conquer that aspect of self where you've been saying, no, I'm doing well, everything's fine. Maybe it isn't. There does appear to be, if I'm completely honest with you, a little bit of loneliness that's coming through from all three of these cards. It's like there's a sense here, for those of you that are retired or no longer working, there's a sense here where it's like, you know, I wish I had some help. I wish I had some support. Like, where have you been telling yourself for the longest time, actually, I'm fine and I don't need anything or anyone, when actually you kind of do. We all do. You know, Maslow's hierarchy of needs, for crying out loud. For your money and materials, you've got the Eight of Swords. So this is right underneath the Eight of Pentacles. Whatever investment you are making this week, whatever financial investment you've put out, it will come back to you, right? Whatever money you're putting into something, and it does look like something big. So this could be, you know, mortgage. It could be the, you know, the rent for the place that you're using as a shop. It could be, you know, a purchase that you make. It's like whatever you're doing, it is a long-term financial commitment. But because you've got this Eight of Pentacles above it, it's, so if this is a new course, some new sort of area of study, why 2 8s represents the energy of new knowledge, new information coming in that you didn't have before. So whatever you've spent out on, it will absolutely yield results. It just may not be in a short space of time. All right, so don't fret if you've spent a lot of money on something, you're thinking, oh my god, this was like the worst idea ever. It really wasn't. It's just not going to pay out. It's not going to be worth its weight in gold until a little bit later on, but it will be. When it comes to your physical health and vitality, this is going to be your hands, fingers, even your lungs as well, you could say. So you've got to look after your breathing this week. If you can get out into nature, do some deep breathing, go on a hike, all of that sort of stuff, then absolutely do. Just be careful with your hands, your fingers, and your arms. And then for your home and environment, I got to be honest with you, it looks like a lot of you are stuck at home this week. Maybe this is because there's something that, you know, is taking your attention that you're having to work really hard on. Not a bad thing. It just means that you're going to be doing a lot more work on or around the home than you had anticipated. For your love and relations, you have the Moon card. So the Moon card coupled with the Seven of Swords is not a great signature, I have to say. And you guys know me, I kind of say it as I see it. And you've got the Fool card in the mix, right? So for those of you that are partnered or in marriages or long-term commitments, this whole, oh, I've got it, I can do it, that you keep kind of reiterating, might be getting on the partner's nerves, all right? It's great to be strong, it's great to be independent, but if somebody can help you, and you know that they can help you, why not just let them help you? Do you know what I mean? Like, it's like, just why are you doing this? I've got a really funny story about something that I might tell you next time. I don't think it's necessarily relevant here, but it's come to mind. So I'm like, so for those of you that are single, sorry, I had a moment there. For those of you that are single, remember the Moon card is the past. And this week you could get the I miss you text, right? This week you could run into somebody that you dated. Maybe this week they want to explain why they ghosted you, why they disappeared, why, you know, they couldn't be with you anymore, all of that sort of stuff. If you are single, it does look like the past is coming up this week in some way, shape or form. I wouldn't shy away from it. If I'm completely honest with you, I would just let this person explain what they've got to explain. It might shed some light It might make you, you know, just kind of ambivalent, but either which way, it will definitely assist you in closing an old chapter. This is not the week to start a new relationship, I'm sorry to say. If you meet someone and it's good between you now, it will be good between you, you know, a week, 2 weeks from now. So if you're planning to go on a date or anything, I don't like this week for it. All right. With that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Have a fantastic week. Let me know in the comments how it shapes up. Take care, and I'll see you soon.